Alright. Well, we don't really need resources.
What's
So
mentoring a companion?
Yeah, let's mentor a companion.
Having gleaned knowledge from the Book of Rites, you can impart some of its teachings. As each exile's path towards enlightenment is personal, you will have to mentor them one at a time.
I was thinking of mentoring her. Maybe? Because she's so close to a level.
Okay.
3,000, 2,000, 2,000, 3,300. Yeah, it's either her or Volfrid.
Whichever one you want to use.
I'm probably going to use her... Oh, wait, but this is totally useless. Well, no, actually. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Because what else would he get?
Faster than usual, larger aura.
That's more useful.
Okay.
Because I don't even know if I'm going to be using Volfrid on this one, but yeah, let's mentor him. Certainly, I would appreciate your point of view.
You illustrate to Volfrid some of the intricacies of the rites, focusing on how all three in a triumvirate can move and act as if of one mind. You sense he grasps some of the concepts. That's a lot of...
That is.
Yeah.
The rites demand we act as one mind, in perfect unison and harmony, and free of any doubt. I have grown more accustomed to being part of the Nightwings as of today. Alright, and Sprout. Because part of the reason why Volfrid sucks is because his Sprout, his main attack thing,
Isn't fast enough.
isn't fast enough and gets killed easily. Just so, I must say, my boy, your understanding of the rites is more than I expected. Okay.
Continue your journey.
So we have her or Pamitha.
So Pamitha can gain favor, and what's the other one?
Bertrude can gain
Bertrude.
favor.
Well, whichever one.
Thinking on it, because, like, I could do Bertrude and Volfrid with Tizo.
Would they be fast enough a team, though? Everyone would be very slow.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I've scored plenty with Bertrude, actually.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's because she can clear the field.
Yeah, let's go with her.
Okay.
I'm not too worried. But yeah, Bertrude can clear fields, which should help a lot.
En route to the mountaintop, you pass by a monument of Luce Glorian, and Bertrude happens to take notice.
Actually, I think I'll do Bertrude, Pamitha, and Tizo.
For your team?
Yeah, 2 runners and a defender attacker. That should work.
Okay. Ye ancient gods, who flit among the stars, grant thy boon on sandalwood, if one is to be granted, for he shall put it to good use. He seems to still believe in ye, to some extent at least. Thus shall we do the same, for now, and honor thy traditions. Soon, she has finished paying her respects. As you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Luce Glorian has shown her favor. Bertrude gained +2 presence for the next rite. What's that face? For
What?
a moment, I thought she was actually going to get Volfrid points.
I don't know.
You and your fellow exiles gather at the foot of the Scribe's Gate, before an archway carved of stone, where stands the Gate Guardian.
Greetings to you, Celeste.
I see that the exiles of the Nightwings have returned, even as the cycle of the rites begins drawing to a close.
The Nightwings accept this as the will of the scribes.
The Gate Guardian laughs at this, softly for some reason. And you, Tariq? Do you accept their will as well? But the lone minstrel does not answer her. Maybe they're gonna die when this stuff is over, or who knows. Maybe they're only immortal because of it. We don't know who these people are.
Yeah.
It is no matter. Now, Nightwings, each of you, come forth and state what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. One by one, the Nightwings declare themselves. You all pass as though through as before. When Volfred takes his turn, Celeste stops him. You. I see you wear the raiments once again. Explain.
The cycle of Rite is ending. While I do not know exactly why, I have my fears. One of my contemporaries, he who fell from the summit long ago, he lives and seeks his liberty again. He stands against us now, and believes his triumvirate to be the true Nightwings.
I remember well the contemporary whom you mean. Then, the Nightwings stand divided.
Yes, and so I wear the raiments once again, in case that it may help right this wrong. For I am Volfred Sandalwood, and I seek liberty for each of us, so that one day we might all stand shoulder to shoulder on the other side and bring our freedom to the people there.
She considers Volfred's words for a moment. I see. Then move along. The guardian of the Scribe's Gate regards you all, and then she beckons you onward. The 8 scribes did bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory.
Celeste?
What is it, Tariq?
The will of the scribes. Long have we both followed it. I think you would agree, in equal measure as it drawn us close, as separated us. But if their aim now is to keep us apart for another age or longer, then no, I do not accept their will.
You blaspheme, Tariq, and at the gate no less. But the lone minstrel simply puts his hat back on.
Then may the scribes themselves admonish me. Until tomorrow night, Celeste.
I like seeing his eyes open.
Yeah. No, they handled his eyes real well.
And I still think they're supposed to be opposites if you notice her eyes are blue and his eyes are bright yellow.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the whole sun and moon motif going on. Having reached the pink peak of Mount Elodiel again, you see the vastness of the downside all around you. It leaves you deep in thought regarding which of your companions ought to go free this night, as Jadariel did last time.
Hey guys, so I don't know what's going on up there with all them stars acting all real weird and stuff, but let me tell you something else. You're not gonna find a better deal on all this stuff from anybody. I mean anybody in the downside. You can trust me when I tell you that, okay? So, go up and stock up.
There's your pile of dust.
Oh yeah, it's a big old pile of dust.
Now is that like a larger potion or is that another thing?
This? Permanently, ooh.
Drag to a
yeah,
talisman
so permanently
pocket
grants a character 1 hope.
Nice.
Sure. I'll get more money, or I could just sell all of the random junk I've been hoarding this entire time. Really, Solium's Horn, Gull's Bracer.
If you think we're really not going to get them back, then
yeah, well, I'm not going to get them back, and even if I did get them back, I don't think I'd use them. Some of them are kind of handy, but... Thanks, guys. Good luck in that thing you're going to tonight.
Downside dining? Page revealed.
I don't know.
Volfred looks up as you approach and smiles.
I never thought I would say such things, my boy, but it's good to wear the raiments and the rites once more. The march of time does have a way of healing certain hurts. Besides, the Nightwings of today, we are very different beasts than the triumvirate which took me in almost a decade ago. Ours was a triumvirate exactly of 3, well 4 with Tizo, who proved to be an exception, though historically the Nightwings never took on more exiles than needed. I've mentioned my predecessor, Brighton, and his former companions, Arisa and Orlek. So Brighton had gone up, and then they got in Volfred. And then Arisa and Orlek. I hope we actually get to see Arisa or learn why she tried it.
Well, she got incinerated.
Yeah.
There's no seeing her.
Yeah, so I don't know. Perhaps naively, I had hoped my time with him would not be relevant directly to what we now attempt. But seeing as our stories are now entwined, do let me know if there's more you wish to learn of them. Ask about Brighton.
You inquire about Brighton, who you understand was liberated prior to when Volfred first joined the Nightwings.
I never met Brighton in person, but I know him rather well by now. Though, for that matter, my boy, so do you.
He studies your reaction for a moment. Then,
Brighton was born wealthy, but not special. Otherwise, you would have no reason to have heard of him. He was exiled for negligent misconduct. I do not know exactly why, and I do not care for spreading rumors. I first heard of him through Orisa and Orlek, who found in me a suitable replacement following his liberation. They spoke little of him. Orlek gave the impression they did not see eye to eye, but he assured me as soon as I would hear from him myself.
they probably didn't like the fact that he was first to go anyway, you know?
Yeah, but why do we know him?
Yeah, unless he was back in the city.
I don't know. Indeed, as I became accustomed to the book in which you know well by now, I soon began to hear the voice.
Brighton can't be the voice, can he? Wolfred looks at you, as if to see if you are yet taking his meaning.
You see, my boy, after Brighton's liberation, he assumed a new identity within the Commonwealth, and a new responsibility to the triumvirate which liberated him. That voice you hear from time to time, whensoever the stars align, it's his.
Ah.
He is no longer Brighton. He is now none other than Archjustice Androbliz IX himself, the Grand Judge and figurehead under whose watch the Commonwealth is governed in this day. Those who violate the law of the Commonwealth face sentencing by the appointed Archjustice.
Are they always called Androbolis? Because I
Yeah.
thought there were other numbers before that.
I believe so. Liberated exiles retain certain burdens to their old triumvirates. They have much to thank them for. Not just their freedom, but their exalted status in the Commonwealth. The theocratic rulers of the Commonwealth. They do not wear masks and raiment simply for the sake of ceremony. They are not who they appear to be. Their public paths are nothing but a fabrication. Like Brighton, they were once exiles too. Brighton, that voice. He has no love for either one of us by now. He knows full well what we attempt to do, yet he is bound by the traditions of the rites. He shall always stand on ceremony and complain, but I think he knows deep down that he is powerless. How ironic that one of such high status in the Commonwealth should be so frightened of some long-forgotten exiles such as we. Anyway, that's Brighton for you. He must have seen in you the potential to be one of his staunch supporters for a time. If that's a path you'd wanted to pursue, I should apologize. Now then, whom else should we talk about? Orisa.
You ask about Orisa, who you understood betrayed Orlek at the moment of his liberation, but then perished in the Shimmer Pool.
I'm afraid you know the brunt of it, my boy. But I suppose you ought to know of something of Orisa's past, lest you be quick to judge her solely by her actions. Mind you, I would never make excuses for the terrible choice she ultimately made, but her life, I understand, was very difficult. Orisa had been exiled for the foulest of acts. You could see it plainly branded on her face. Such was the heinousness of what she did in the eyes of the Commonwealth. She was an apprentice blacksmith in her youth, taking up the post left by her brother. He had fallen in battle on the blood border, despite wielding their father's own lance and armor. Her father never quite recovered after this, and had grown cruel and detached. It was Orisa who took the brunt of his fury. He expected the impossible of her. Is that flashing? No, it doesn't look like it. One day it was all too much for her. So when he lashed out at her, she struck back. She struck back again and again and again. When they came for her, her father was gone, and she was not herself. She was promptly cast into the downside for the crime, where her hatred for the Commonwealth only grew. Orisa was always intense in her demeanor, haunted by her father's memory. More than that, her chief motive for wanting back her freedom was, in hindsight, not a healthy one. She longed to join our nation's enemies, to build for the Highwing remnants a great siege engine that could shatter the defenses of the Commonwealth forever end our feud. What she ultimately did to Orlek, it was an act of pure and thoughtless desperation. I do not think it was simply evil, nor do I think it was personal. I often wondered, though, if her final moments in the Shimmer Pool, she understood what she had done, and the depths to which she had fallen. For years, I must admit, I hated her, but now, my only hope is that she found peace untenable during her relatively short life in the downside in the Commonwealth. Furthermore, I hope the life of Orisa offers some perspective yet to those of us who have not made the same mistakes. Now then, was there something else? Orlek.
You ask about what Orlek was like when he and Volford first became acquainted. Volford remained silent for some time.
I was very, very sick, you know, when I first landed in the downside. The long trip down the river must have been a little too much for me. It was Orlek who found me. He could not have known my capacity to read before he revived me. He was a physician, intolerant of the sight of suffering, of any kind. Not just any physician, mind you. A gifted, highly decorated one. He served on the front. Back then, skirmishes erupted frequently. And those such as Orlek, they had to deal with many casualties on either side. In time, he said he grew repulsed by what he saw. This sowed in his heart a yearning for the end to all bloodshed, so he tried to use his status to negotiate a treaty with the High-Wing remnants. It must have gone about how you'd expect. He was given direct orders to return to the front, but when he refused to soil his hands again, they cast him to the downside. Here he gained the notice of the Nightwings, and before long he grew to be one of the finest Rite's conductors anyone had ever seen. He was instrumental in the liberation of his companions, whose roles in the Triumvirate were later filled by Orisa and me. In time, Orlek's own opportunity for freedom had come up, and he longed for it, so that with his exalted status, he might stand a better chance at negotiating peace. However, on the eve of his liberation, well, you know the story from that point.
Volford breathes a heavy sigh.
I need to. That was a lot of words. He and I were kindred spirits for a while. I could not bear to think he was gone, and now I still cannot entirely believe that he is back. He is our adversary now, transformed, grown cold. Still, part of me is happy that he lives. Make no mistake, of course, I shall not be swayed against our plan. Not by Orlek, or anyone. As I've said before, we share a higher calling now. As for Orlek, he wants his freedom, still. Although I wonder if he remembers why. Anyway, was there anything else, my boy?
You bid Volford a good afternoon and leave him with his memories.
My pleasure, reader. Reflecting on the past from time to time helps demonstrate how far we've come, and how much farther we have yet to go. Downside dining. In the words of Jomer Menime, the Alpha Chief, how to sustain oneself with food and drink in a place like this. The less said of it, the better. Do not complain, observe, and above all, keep moving. Sources of sustenance avail themselves to those with keener sense. In warmer climates, search the ground at the break of day for subterraneans. In colder places, dig for them. Give them purpose. Drinking pools are rare, but moisture in abundance outside of the sandfolds. Some is poisonous. Take only what you need. The downside limits any opportunity for excess, but it provides enough amenities to meet the needs of life. One who withstands it cannot help but feel a sense of gratitude. We have more downberries. And we already purchased stuff.
I suppose we just have to commence the liberation rite. Wait, you didn't want to upgrade any of your items?
We'll upgrade it in the character selection.
Once more you have gained the fall of Solium, where one among you may go free. But first, you shall have to prevail against the accusers in the liberation rite.
Reader, your companions are gathered there. Under the fall, they shall be counting on you. Indeed, as the cycle of the rites turns ever faster, so too is our plan set in motion. My agents in the Commonwealth are beginning to cause quite a bit of stir out there, and word has reached high places that the rites are ending. This is our chance, though let us not despair, should victory elude us here. We shall make the most of whatever the scribes may have in store for us. That is to say, good luck, my boy. It's time. New one. Dolnus the Locket? I don't think we've seen this one. Oh, Black Basin. I don't know. Anyway. So your adversary's Pyre shall recover up to 5 every time they douse your Pyre.
Oh, no. That's the hammer of the Ash Titan. Who was the Ash Titan?
I don't think we saw the Ash Titan. Apparently it was in Black Basin, but I don't remember. Anyway, Star of the Ash Titan, once routed by the 8 scribes in Black Basin.
None of the other...
See, I think many of these were specifically vanquished by specific people. So Golgothanian, Molten Malith, Haub, Under King Oris, Triesta Tethys, Dromer Menimane. Sungrius was all of them on Mount Elodiel.
Yeah.
Scribe Luce Galorian. Under King Oris again? Oh, interesting.
No, Indriga the Widow was the one that was in the...
They're both Sea Dominion. Sea Titan.
Really?
Yeah. Because Unfathomed Plurns was the one that we saw the tentacles for with the boat.
Right.
I don't know about Drink of the Widow. I don't know.
Yeah, we've seen both of them.
That's weird.
There's more Titans.
I really want to play like a Shadow of the Colossus style game that's a prequel to this, where you're just fighting the Titans. Because that would be cool. Yawn.
You're making me yawn too.
I'm making everybody yawn.
The Nightwings gain the summit of the sacred Mount Aladiel to conduct the Liberation Rite. Even as the stars themselves abandon you. Make good upon these final opportunities, reader. This glorious age-old tradition coming to an end upon your watch. I trust your adversaries, the accusers, shall not throw away this chance. Choose now who may go free, should they unfortunately fail.
The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared.
I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumphants is present and prepared.
Then, anointed one of the accusers, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Poised as ever, Lendl steps forward and reaches for his mask.
Lendl, he is the cold-mannered head of the accusers and bears an old grudge against the Nightwings. I was branded... no.
He was sort of,
I was
Snap.
branded Lendl the Liar. Once I reclaim my liberty, my name shall be forgotten. That name shall be forgotten, and my rightful station in the Commonwealth shall be restored. Nightwings, you may have prevailed against me the last when we met here upon this sacred site, but many years since have taught me much. I shall not fail again.
Yet, you still hold much resentment for your adversaries, is that so? Not so, Lendl?
Resentment is too kind a word for it. They are cheaters, one and all, unfairly favored by those scribes, while those such as myself must struggle endlessly for a chance. Now come, my accusers, let us vanquish those undeserving oaths, and prove now that the scribes, that they were fools to favor the likes of them.
He dons his mask once more.
I am ready.
Nightwings, your decision. On whose behalf you shall conduct the Liberation Rite.
Reader, I would ask that you choose wisely, but I am sure you know no other way.
And you, prepare your song to read.
Of course, Celeste.
Whom do you intend to liberate?
Tizo or Gilman? I'm leaning Tizo.
Oh, okay, because it's Tizo, Gilman, or Pamitha, but Pamitha still has stuff with her sister, question mark?
Yeah, so I don't want to send Pamitha up, because that's a waste of good story. Tizo never had a story. He's just a supporting character.
Except with Orlek.
Yeah, I mean, the one sad thing is, if we do send Tizo up, I mean, we could just send Gilman up, because he has no story, period.
Right.
Whereas Tizo consistently is around.
So, do you want to send Gilman up, which sort of, his story is already completely
Yeah.
tied up, and...
You know what? Let's do that. Sending Tizo up might help, but I can't imagine that sending Sir Gilman up is any worse. I want Tizo around as my buddy. Whereas, like, Sir Gilman's cool. Okay, so let's, anoint him with the safety juice.
Sir Gilman.
Has this knight at last regained his honor? Let us now find out.
Who shall stand with him?
Okay, so we have Sir Gilman.
Who would be good against these guys?
Yeah, let's take a look at them.
They all seem to be human.
So, while bearing the orb, Lendl and his allies move and pass the orb more quickly. Stamina twice as fast. Lendl and his allies
2 seconds longer.
make us
banishment.
stay banished for longer. jumps into airborne enemies, adversaries. She banishes them. Okay,
Whoa.
so flyers are maybe bad on this one. 50% more stamina, letting her jump and sprint more often. And same thing. Then they have, well, the Bear's Pyre has more than the adversaries.
Bears deal bonus damage plus 6.4?
Yeah,
Why
so
the 0.4?
I don't know. That's kind of odd. Might be a scaling thing.
So we don't want flyers?
So, yeah. Pamitha might not be terrible just because baseline she's fast. And I could make her faster. Maybe Volfred and Bertrude.
Well, I know that we were going to use Bertrude anyway. She has the larger presence this time around.
Let's go Bertrude. Yeah, no. Volfred has the larger presence.
No, he got award. She got awarded it. Remember?
What? Oh, right. We had gotten the temp upgrade. Yes. Because the feather is also quickness. Because bonus presence and... Well, this is useless.
Are there solid objects in this?
No, there's not.
Really? I thought that there were the runes on the ground. No?
Nope, not for this one.
I swear there are obstacles on this level.
There might be. Well, we can always restart the Rite if we have to. I'm thinking if we give her 21 quickness,
really?
she might...
In the Liberation Rite? I thought you couldn't.
No, you can restart anything. I mean, we could... Oops. Wrong button.
We shall send our support to that one, then.
And Volfred. Let us prevail on this night for you, Sir Gilman, and for the good of our ailing nation.
The choice is cast.
Come then, Nightwings, and look upon me one last time, for by dawn I shall be free. Well, you all wallow in the terrible defeat we have in store for you. I guess one of the other reasons why sending Gilman up is helpful is because I don't use them very often. Oh, there they are. Alright. You, imp!
Oh? He singles out Tizo from across the sacred grounds.
The indignity which you have wrought upon me all these long years, tonight it shall be washed away, as I at last return to my post. Long had I toiled in this abominable place, only for you, pathetic wretch that you are, you of all things, to thwart me and my accusers in our moment of triumph. It was a small consolation knowing that the Nightwings fell apart soon after, a misfortune which you doubtless wrought upon yourself.
Oh, right, because Tizo was the one that had scored against them.
Yeah.
Okay.
As for we have clawed our way back to this mountaintop, you sniveling, loathsome little beast. And this time, things are going to transpire in a very different manner. Just you watch.
But Tizo just stares right back at him, betraying no emotion. But then, he claws at his mask. Ha-ha!
Certain imp expressions resist translation. Suffice it, Tizo does not hold Lendl in high esteem. It does not seem Tizo does not. It seems Tizo does not hold Lendl's mother in high esteem either.
Then he dons his mask once more.
Why you? How dare you raise your weakling voice at me, you blasted Nightwings? Would that I could go. We could all go free. That I might have you all arrested and then sentenced once again. Now get out of my way.
They have such weak auras, they won't even be able to get in. They do jump, though.
Not really helping them that much.
You might want to get that ball. Orb.
Working on it. Yeah, I messed up.
Yeah, I better get out of there. He's too slow after he uproots.
Okay, so we're going to restart this Rite. I need to give Bertrude that thing. I didn't realize there were obstacles. I couldn't remember them at all.
Carl, you know there's always obstacles in these battles.